you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well.
Look. Oh, gross.
Disgusting.
I don't know why that weirded me out so
And we're
much.
back!
And we're back! Hello.
What is that? Oh, music's still on.
Welcome.
We're totally tripping and slipping, girl.
Oh, man. Hey, I'll just talk really loud. Got it?
Yep, that's it. That's all we need.
Anything else I can do for you today?
We're good. Do that one face again.
No.
Now that we're live.
No.
No?
Uh-uh.
You asked me, now you're saying no. Good, perfect.
Oh.
What is that? Oh, music.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I just want y'all to know that I am the only one on the Instagram. I like to watch the comments.
Oh, well, hopefully there's some that come up.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Are
What
you
is
pretty tired
this?
over there yet?
Request to join?
Yeah, you can you can
Don't
do
make yourself a part of this. I
split the
don't want to be.
I don't know what that means.
screen.
You can do what?
It splits the screen and you both go live. So
Stop
you and I
it!
can go live,
Oh my gosh, I've been wondering how people are doing that.
You know what we should do? We should start making a...
That's fantastic! Next week, we will have a guest.
What up, gangsta?
Oh, why is it
Why
so
is this so
small?
tiny?
Do like this on the mouse. First of all, I'm Casey, one of your hosts.
I had a burp. I'm Kadimah. I'm also one of your hosts today.
How's your Friday going?
My Friday is not going super hot, but the good news is I'm just laughing at myself because I got too much going on, I guess. So I got a call during my personal training session from my cleaning lady, and she was like, "Hey, I'm at your house." And I was like, I had no idea you were coming today. Definitely not on my calendar. Oopsie daisies. And so luckily I was able to get, of course, yes, the school was calling. That's fantastic. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and answer.
So,
Let me answer it.
okay, here you go.
Hello, this is Emily's mother.
Emily.
You're your
So
mother?
the cleaning lady, she showed up. I didn't clean I didn't pick up, anything. So I was like, I'm so sorry. The house is a mess. I don't have money for you. Very unprepared. Then I'm like texting, I'm looking at my calendar. I'm like, when is my child's last day of school? I have no idea. So I have to text a friend, phone a friend, and be like, hey, I have no idea what's going on.
Where's it at?
How to get money. Now my kid's calling. Who knows what's going on? Today is just one of those, whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Man, in the true words of Cool Runnings, I'm feeling very Olympic today.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I thought I was going to be super tired. I stayed up pretty late last night doing programming for clients, writing some hot fire. And I woke up this morning like, man, I'm feeling good.
Okay, good.
So,
I just tried to go drop off his geography book because he forgot it.
So,
My life.
it's been good.
Emily's
Morning's been
life.
good. Coaches were good. Had a possible new coach come in this morning, and so we got to talk to him. And it was
Super
good.
excited.
It was fantastic. Pick up, you mean bend and snap? Haha.
Bend and snap.
Um,
That's my go-to at the chiropractor.
yeah. So, it has been good. It's been a good morning.
Yeah, it's been good. There's a lot of energy in here, which is good because
We need it.
we for sure need it
Yeah,
through a Friday.
absolutely.
Today is a marathon.
Man, this has been a week, though.
Man, it's been busy.
It's been a week.
What hot fire. It has been very busy. And we are very blessed and grateful and thankful.
That's what hot fire means. It also means that something is really cool, too.
Yeah.
It also means that your legs could literally be on fire.
Yeah.
So those are at least 3 code ways that we use hot fire.
Yeah. Hot fire.
Yeah.
Like,
So, hey guys, if you're saying thank you for your comments thus far, we're going to get to the business of doing some business here shortly. But if you haven't said anything, say hello, please.
say what
And we
up.
can say what's up to you.
Yeah.
So, all right. What are we talking about today?
We are talking about food for thought or thought for food. One of the two. So they kind of go hand in hand here. We're going to talk about food association. And I think this is a topic that I would say 80 to 90% of people struggle with. there are countless numbers of clients that come in here that are struggling with their food. What's up, Alex?
What's up, bruh?
They're struggling with their food association, and there's just this horrible relationship that has been built with eating and that mental association / physical reward that you get when you do eat. So we're going to be talking about how to have a healthy food relationship, and what are some signs that you maybe don't have a healthy relationship with food, and you'll probably fall into one or more of those categories, or at some point in time you'll think, oh my gosh, that was me 100%. But we're going to try to veer into those healthy relationship goals.
I'm a member of the Fitness Food Association.
Perfect. Perfect. So the interesting thing here is thinking about, like when you think about animals, they're literally eating for survival, right? They're not like, well, maybe like some of you guys, if you feed your dogs under the table or whatever, those dogs, they know. They're like, that crap is good, right? But let's go out into the wild, right? And pretend those animals are eating out of survival to stay alive. Life. Those animals are eating out of survival and to stay alive. So cool. So we want to talk about reasons and kind of there's such a variety of reasons that humans eat, right? We get together and celebrate together. We use food as a comfort. We use it as a joy, pleasure. Culturally, food is a community. I don't know. It brings community together. There's traditions of food. We eat birthday cake.
It's your birthday.
Yeah.
Go shout it. It's your birthday.
Athletes and people alike, we eat it for fuel. So, yeah. So there's a lot of reasons that we eat food, and I think, within looking at those reasons is the problem of, where we run into some problems. So let's talk about some signs of negative relationship with food.
You feel guilty about eating. Number one.
Have you ever eaten something and then felt really guilty about it? Or have you felt guilty prior to eating something where you're just like, I shouldn't be eating. Like, I already ate that thing earlier. Now I shouldn't be eating, even though it's a healthy meal, right? So you're feeling that guilt feeling.
I haven't.
Buffet signs. Yeah, so what's up, Justin, on the gram? You have developed a long list of rules surrounding foods that you can and can't eat.
Give us an example of this.
Okay, so let's say that you have a set of rules like, I'm only going to eat, I'll use nutty bars because that's what keeps popping in my head. I'm only going to eat nutty bars we'll use birthday cake because I just said that. But I'm only going to eat birthday cake on my birthday, and on anyone else's birthday, I will not eat any birthday cake. I'm going to have a set of rules for that specific food as to when I can and cannot have that. Not to say that rules are not good. And I think this is the one kind of that's on the fence. Like, there has to be like some sort of balance line on this one, which is the hard part. That's the hardest part about food association, is that we live life. We do things. Your kids have things. You have celebrations and family. But if you have, I can only do this then and this now, it's like, well, are you able to live that way? When you have that strict of a rule for yourself, are you missing out on your sister's wedding or, a celebration that's a once in a lifetime thing? Nutty bars for the win, for sure,
hey,
man.
That's number one.
I could throw down a whole thing of nutty bars. What's up, Dad?
Like
He's on the
layer by
gram.
layer and eat them. Psycho. Hey, you're
Okay,
not the only
so-
one, brother. You're not the only one.
Here's how you eat nutty bars. You eat the first one regular, and then you eat the second one where you take them off. Peanut butter face down on your tongue.
I never eat
whole
same
box.
twist. Yeah, this is this is his real rule, by the way.
I never eat the same thing twice for lunch or dinner
in 24 hours. I made myself sick once. Yeah.
What do you mean you made yourself sick?
He got like nauseous or something. I'm just going to cry for you.
Yeah, that's
Because he
tears.
still follows this rule today. And I'm like, you're crazy.
I can't even wrap my mind around that because I eat the same thing every
Day.
for like a month.
6 months, man. Like, you ignore your body's natural hunger cues.
Yeah, so there's a lot of times where people are hungry and they do not eat. You know, I have run into countless young women with eating disorders.
Young women,
and
old women.
all men too, but
Yeah.
primarily women.
What men do is we eat, and then we just look in the mirror and we go, man, that angle hits just right.
Oh my gosh. I don't understand the man brain. I really don't get it. Like when you wake up in the morning and you look at yourself, do you ever think like, I don't look good? Or are you always like, I look pretty good?
Or here's what you do.
Like regardless of
there's
where
two
you've
ways.
been in your physique.
There's two ways.
Okay.
I
I
go,
want to know.
man, I'm like, dang, the upper body's looking real good. It's still bigger than this, so we're good, right?
Okay.
There's that.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And the other one is you just don't care. You don't really look, and so you just stay in this cycle of I don't really know what's going on, out of sight, out of mind. Even if
Okay.
you're brushing your teeth,
Okay.
you just don't. You're not thinking about your belly that's shaking while you're brushing your teeth. You're not thinking about that. You're thinking about
I'm
brushing your teeth.
totally I'm like, like what angle can I get at here to make this look better? Yeah, so ignoring hunger altogether is obviously a no-no.
You have a history of following the latest yo-yo diets / diet fads.
This is huge. Who hasn't been on a yo-yo diet? Like, in one way, shape, or another, you have all done, oh, I'm not going to eat carbs. Oh, I'm going to, eat meat only, eat meat and vegetables. I'm going to do keto. I'm going to, what are some other ones? I'm drawing blanks here. You should probably
Military
spit these
diet.
off
Military
faster.
diet. Military diet. Master cleanse.
Juice
Juice
cleanse.
Any cleanse.
You're
for
like,
that
I haven't
matter.
eaten real food in 30 days. Like, okay, I can't wait to see you eat a carb.
I don't know. There's a ton of them.
There's
like the all egg diet. There's some crazy diets out there, and I think we did a Freestyle Friday on this last year.
Yeah, we did.
It was like the egg diet. There's the.
I don't remember the egg diet, but
It was
that
all
sounds,
you ate was eggs.
Oh my gosh, I feel so sorry for that person's bathroom.
Oh yeah,
That
just
is
their body
rough.
in general.
Yeah, so having a history of dieting, of yo-yo diets, you feel stress or anxiety when you're eating in social settings. This could be because you're embarrassed to eat in front of others. It could be embarrassed for or feelings for the thought of judgment about what your food choice is. Maybe you make a different food choice than you wanted to make, and you're like having this mental struggle, like, I don't even want this food, but I have to look a certain way, like I don't eat like crap whenever it's behind the scenes. But now there's this societal pressure to eat clean. And that is, I've been there. I think that I could probably fall under all of these things in one way, shape, or form. So at some point in time, and learning to have a healthier outlook on food it's really hard. It's hard, but it's clutch. Like it's a great change to have. You slash your tires.
And we've talked about this analogy through and through, but let's go through it again.
Yeah.
Meaning you decide to eat something that was not on your plan that happens to be a quote unquote unhealthier choice. Example would be the break room at work has some donuts in there. You cave in, you have one donut. You feel extremely bad about the donut that you ate. So now you just curse the whole day to eating bad because you made one mistake, aka slashing your tires, right?
Yes.
You wouldn't, if you got one flat tire and you just need to change that flat, you wouldn't slash all the other tires because you got upset that you had one flat tire. But that's what we do when we blow it in the day.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You find yourself restricting or binge eating food. We kind of talked about restriction or ignoring the hunger cues, but sometimes clients come in and they're like eating next to nothing. They're not eating, you know? And primarily I find with women, it's like, oh, like I eat dinner. You know, I'll have like maybe a light snack or a light lunch, and then I eat dinner. Mm-hmm. And that's all they eat all day. And really, if you look at that calorically, it's crazy how you're even able to function. What's up, Kendall? She's on the gram. So also binge eating is, and that's usually obviously done behind closed doors. I can remember being in like 3rd grade, and my mom, she would park in the garage, and like she would take a second to get out of the car. Now I get why, because she's like probably like, this is the only moment of silence that I get before the evening begins. Now I'm like, do the same thing. I'm like, go inside, I'll be in there in a minute. So she's sit in the car for a second, and like I would run into the kitchen, go into the junk drawer, grab 2 fudge rounds, shove them in my mouth, eat them, hide the trash, and then when she would get inside, I'd be like, Mom, can I have a snack? Like, total binge eater. Yeah.
Wow, that's 3rd grade?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I mean, I was in gymnastics full time, it was like what I looked forward to, and I would just run into the house, open up, and they're like, how are we running out of this food this fast? It was me. Totally guilty. Let's talk about signs of a good relationship with food.
You actually listen to your body, to the natural thirst and hunger cues.
So how many times do we say, I'm hungry, and then we say, well, are you thirsty?
Absolutely. All the time.
Okay.
All the time.
It's crazy. The amount of times that you're actually thirsty and not hungry, which I think is where snacking happens. Your body is actually thirsty, but it feels just like hunger. So every time you think, man, I'm really hungry, if you down like 16 ounces of water, I mean, you don't have to chug it, but if you drink 16 ounces of water and wait a few minutes, sometimes you're like, oh no, I was actually just thirsty. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you drink that water and then wait a few minutes, you're like, no, I'm hungry. And that's kind of the go-to. Like, let's check thirst first. Say that 10 times fast.
Thirst first.
Let's check thirst first, okay, and then go to food. You can also eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full. You can count your calories. You can make sure you're not starving or overeating. So that's a lot of things. Eating when you're hungry. Check your thirst. If you're not thirsty, eat a meal. If you're not sure about how much you should be eating in a day, counting your calories or counting your macros is the easiest way to see it written out on paper and know that you're on track. Know that you're, it's amazing if you've never written down what you're eating and then you do it for the first time. It's mind-blowing. I mean, it was horrifying, actually. I couldn't believe how much carbs and fat I was eating in my day, and how low I was on my protein. Typically for men, I feel like y'all are a little better about eating more protein than women.
We have the meats.
Yeah, you're like Arby's over there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the other thing about this one, and just not to go too far back, but to talk about hunger and thirst cues, is like, you're not going to be, if you haven't been aware of this for however old years you are, it's not going to be overnight. Like for you to figure out if you're hungry or thirsty. It's going to take a while. Like for you to actually figure this out. And it's a conscious effort. You're probably going to be drinking more water than you've ever drank before. And you're going to get tired of peeing because your body's not used to it, right? But one of the first things that we teach people, we have a new 28-day nutrition jumpstart program. The first week is focusing on your water intake only. Do not change anything else. Eat whatever you want to eat. We tell people, hey, eat whatever you want to eat. But before you eat, you need to have, or in the day, you need to consume this much water. And they're like, man, I've already lost this much weight, and I've only done is drink more water. You know, it seems incredible, like it's almost like a trick, but it's because your body's actually getting the water it needs to pass those fats, right? Because fat is passed through your digestive system. So passing those fats and passing those bad nutrients and all those toxins, etc., go out through there, and you lose some weight pretty fast just like that. So it's going to take a while for you to do that, but I always try to do, like, before I eat, I try to drink 24 ounces of water before I eat.
It'll also help give you that feeling of being full. Whenever you're eating clean, I feel like you don't get that like you just ate a Whataburger, and you get that where the Thanksgiving full, right? Where you're like, I need a nap, like you're tired. You know, there's a lot of times whenever I eat a healthy meal and then I'm like immediately have more energy. I'm like, oh, I feel better. You know, I needed those little calories to just kind of keep my body gassed up, like fueled up. Obsessing over the number on the scale. I don't currently own a scale, and I have not owned a scale in, I think, about 2 years, because the scale became such an obsession for me that I was weighing myself every morning before I peed, then weighing myself after I peed, then weighing myself at night to see the fluctuation. And it was a daily...
You're a wrestler?
I don't know.
You trying to qualify for the Olympics? Like
something. Trying to qualify for something. I mean, but it just became an obsession and a number that was like unhealthy for me to look at. Body scanning 3 times a week is good enough for me. I don't want to know how much I weigh. I don't really want to know. I don't want to know. I just want to just stay on the course as best as I can. But it became a negative thing for me. You've recently started to have to weigh yourself every day right now. So how's that going for you?
What's interesting
Are you
about
obsessing about it?
No,
yet?
I thought I was at first, but I was looking at it in a different way. So I'm weighing myself every day. My coach, I'm doing a bodybuilding competition in September, October timeframe. So the information that he has to have, or that I can give him to make better decisions for me as we get to what's called a peak week, where you look as full muscularly as possible, but also as lean as possible. So everything we're doing, he's trying to learn my body. So I'm trying to be exact on everything that I'm eating. There is not a sauce that isn't measured. There's not, and so we're tracking how much I'm weighing. We're tracking down to the point, the tenth of a point of my macronutrient breakdown. Every day is tracked. Prior to that, I would only track really 5.5 days. Now I'm tracking a full 7 days of eating.
But this is the 1%, right? He
Yes.
has a goal in mind and he's going for that, and so he's changed things to be this. He's on 99% of the time, right? There's just very little room for error so he can reach his goal.
Yep.
So keep that in mind.
That's not normal for everybody else, but it did mess with my mind a little bit because I was going up in weight for the first 2 or 3 days of this week. Like,
you're like, why
on
is
Friday,
that going
I
up?
was 224.9. I was like, dang, you're 224. How are you getting this low? I circle back to like Monday, I'm 225.6. Then it was 226.7. Then it was 228.9. And I was like,
You're like, what the heck?
I'm actually eating better than I have been. What the heck is going on? And then I was like, oh, it's just because sodium, food, etc., all this other different stuff. Maybe I put a little bit more salt on this the prior day before. Maybe I haven't had a poop yet. Like all of these things add up to different weights.
Yeah.
So now it's just kind of like I'm just going through the motions because it's what I need to do.
Yeah, I believe you can also, this is like total poop topic, but I think it's 10 pounds that you can hold inside of your digestive system. So, yeah.
That's a lot of turds.
It's a lot. I think it's 10 pounds is like maxed out. So, drink your greens.
The other thing that you can do is you can look at food as fuel. Whatever.
This really is a good food association mentally. I know for a lot of females that have struggled with eating disorders or just food in general, you're usually eating because you're on the go, you're stressed out. A lot of stress eating happens. But if you can associate everything that you put into your body as fuel, keeping your body a temple, then it's easy to kind of push away those thoughts that it's for pleasure, it's for comfort, it's for that fulfillment of being full. 10 to 20 pounds. Yeah. I think it's saying you're full up too.
Well, we know that. We know
Yeah,
that.
we already knew that before that YouTube video.
We're just going to put care here. We care about your turds.
So, you can enjoy all food in moderation. There has to be some sort of balance in your mind that says it's okay to enjoy the birthday cake. It's okay. It's Mother's Day weekend. I'm probably going to eat a cookie. I've been thinking about a crumble cookie all week. They have this toffee chocolate chip, like mocha. I don't know. It just looks the bomb. And I really want that cookie. I hope somebody on my family is listening. Just one. I just want one cookie.
You're getting a dozen.
I don't want a dozen.
No, you're getting a dozen.
I do not
No, you're
want a
definitely
dozen.
getting a
I don't
dozen.
want a dozen.
Yep.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I just want one cookie.
Everybody get her a dozen. Each one of
Don't
you.
you dare.
Bring it to her door.
No. Then I'll for sure be spray painting six pack on my abs this summer. So understanding that it is okay if you indulge, sometimes, or if you have a mistake, forgiving yourself, having grace for yourself. And also choosing foods that make you feel your best. What's up, Matt? I never knew that how much better I could feel eating better choices. My body feels better. My rest is better. My workouts are better. I don't feel bloated. I don't have near as many stomach issues, which I've always had, always a bunch of tummy issues. They are much more minimized now that my food is cleaner, and you just all around feel better. You feel better. So let's talk about a couple of things that we can do to help improve our food association to those more positive characteristics.
Yeah, I think the first one is practicing mindfulness, and what I really want you to take from that practicing mindfulness is just being aware of food triggers for you, things that trigger you that will either make you sensitive to and when I think about sensitive, meaning give you anxiety about, or make you make wrong decisions in terms of overeating those things too. We have to call ourselves out and be aware of those things at that moment and turn away from that. And that's harder because you're having some self-talk with yourself to say, man, I'm struggling with this particular thing. Mm-hmm. And being aware of that helps so much, a lot. So I would say that's one of the things.
Yeah, and I think we're in a society where we are instant gratification. We've talked about this, and this goes as far as Amazon being delivered at your door, whatever it is. You're hungry. There's typically food right next to you at your work, at your house, in your car, wherever you are, at a gas station, fast food. It does not matter. You can get food within minutes, seconds of the thought of I'm gonna eat. I'm hungry. Mm-hmm. I'm stressed. You can just get it instantaneously. So if we're not mindful in that moment, then we're missing the whole picture. There's this cool thing that I learned, and it's to be aware in that moment. And when you are aware in that moment of the craving or that moment of anxiety or stress where you would normally pick up something and start eating it, you make yourself aware of it. You stop. You say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you complete a different task for 5 minutes. You continue driving. Maybe you go back to work. Maybe you scroll on Instagram. Whatever you do it for 5 minutes, and 5 minutes later, see if you still have that craving. And drink water. If you still have that craving 5 minutes later, you're probably hungry, right? So then that's when you would try to make a different decision that's more rationalized after that 5 minutes has passed. If you make that instant decision, we're a little less likely to go through the thoughtfulness, and we haven't changed any neurological pathways to make our body do a different action. We have just choice 1 is to instantly act and eat, or choice 2 is to stop, change that pattern, and do something else. So in turn, those moments, those kind of clarity moments, become a little easier to recognize. And then they become a little less and less as you're able to have a different path or a different outlet for how you handle those things. And it's your subconscious too has a lot to do with that. So being mindful is the answer. Like that is it. If you're mindful and you can try that practice, then I think it will greatly help you.
I think you also have to be like, I know this is kind of skipping around, but having a plan. You got to have a plan. I don't know how you can do it without it. Honestly. If I don't have a plan, I know the moment is as consistent as my food is right now. And they can probably, most of them can be a witness to this. I have every container of every single food, of pretty much everything I'm going to eat for the day, up here. Like it's here. If it is not here, I have to make a hard choice to go somewhere to get something that I know is not going to be prepared the way that I need it to be prepared for my particular goals or things or etc. Mm-hmm. And that, just because mine is on the far end of the spectrum, doesn't mean that it doesn't still apply to you. Mm-hmm. Your goal could still be to eat certain healthy things, but if they cook it in a bunch of oil, or you're eating it and it may satisfy, so to speak, what you need, but it's still off, and then you have to deal with that mental piece as well. So it's like a burden you're giving yourself just by not being prepared. Being prepared, I think, is everything for me. My breakfast is here, my lunch is here, my snack is here, my dinner's here actually. Yeah. The only thing I don't have here is my cereal.
Yeah, my dinner is at home right now, but it's already prepackaged, pre-prepared in the freezer. Yeah. I just plan to eat dinner at home tonight, so I just left it there. But all of my other meals are there. And then, I keep a bag of beef jerky on me. Like there's a bag of beef jerky in my car. And that would be like my emergency choice. I was talking to Coach Jacob yesterday, and he was saying popcorn, not the skinny pop, but the smart pop, is also, it's 100 calories, and it gives you that crunch. It gives you that feeling of snacking that we kind of use to take our mind off of things and stress relief. So that's also another good choice. Beef jerky is really expensive, BT dub. So the popcorn is probably a better choice, even though you're usually not like, I really want some popcorn. Oh, yeah. It's always good. You like the skinny pop? How many calories is that?
80 calories for a bag.
80 calories for a small bag?
Are very split.
Yeah, that's not bad. 80 calories. I think on the Smart Pop, it's a larger bag for 100 calories.
Yeah, I eat about like 4 bags.
Also, if you get an air popper, it's even less. It's like 25 calories for a whole.
What's an air popper?
It's like It's a whole classic machine. You put it.
Like this with the like the old school.
It's
I have
automatic.
one
All
of
you do
those.
is plug it in, and you just put the kernels in, and it just pops them out.
Oh.
And it's on Amazon for like $25. Amazon, holla at your boy, pay me.
Hello.
But that's the cheap. That's the that's the most price conscientious, or also the most low calorie version that you can do. But please tell my wife. Please, my wife, tell her popcorn is okay, because that's a fight right now. Well, tell her to holler at her boy, because
Hello.
popcorn is definitely on the menu. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, minus all the butter.
If you get that movie popcorn, you're not there, bruh.
No, that ain't the same.
It ain't gonna happen.
A lot of the popcorns that are out there, you have to look at the labels
Yeah,
too.
I get the 94% fat free if I'm trying to just get it in the microwave and get it done. But,
Yeah, it still tastes good with a little salt on it.
yeah, it's tasty.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, guys, lots of information here, but I want you to be aware and just kind of understand that this is a good place to start to look at different things in terms of your food habits, and not necessarily food sensitivities, but triggers in general. Take a stand, make a way to, and be aware. Call yourself out about these things that you're dealing with. I find it so interesting that in all in areas of my life, the areas that I talk to myself about aloud, right, and acknowledge, are the areas that I can make the most improvement in and happen to make the most changes in. So I encourage you today to take a stand, maybe an area of concern that you have. Talk to someone about it that you trust.
We know people.
Yeah, and I encourage you to if it's something that you know, it could be outside your family. Find somebody that you feel is going to be transparent with you, but also graceful with you, because we all need that grace. And so hopefully, guys, something that we've said today has triggered you to do something.
Yeah.
Right? To make a decision about something. And so if you like this, please share it with someone. Please share the message. We'll be uploading this to YouTube later as well.
Well, it'll also be on our Facebook page and our Instagram page. So
Yep.
Bruna that just joined, if you want to go back, we'll post this here shortly so you can watch from the beginning. We thank you guys so much for being with us today. Happy Friday. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there.
And all the mother lovers.
Whatever. I can't believe you. We're not going to talk about this. I can't believe you're allowed to say it.
You can say it. We just didn't want to. I just didn't want to post it and be on the internet forever.
Whatever.
Which is technically
It's
this is
on
same
the
thing.
internet.
It's different though.
No, it's not.
I feel like it is.
It's not.
Okay. So it's totally different. Not
not.
really. But
Totally not.
here we go.
Okay.
You guys have a wonderful day. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Kadimah.
And I'm Casey.
And we will see you next week.
Oh, man.
Bye.
You better run.
I'm going to hide.
You better find somewhere good.
So, do you have the teacher's number that can be?
Hold on, please.
No, go ahead. Go ahead and say it.
So I told you.
No, we're still not.
Do you have his book?